All right, guys. So, a mom who saved her kids in the Uvalde, Texas school shooting is breaking her silence and speaking up. And this is really, really interesting. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Arrest you because you're being very uncooperative. I said, well, you're going to have to arrest me because I'm going in there, and I'm telling you right now, I don't see none of y'all in there. Y'all are standing with snipers, and y'all are far away. If y'all don't go in there, I'm going in there. He immediately put me in cuffs.
She says after Uvalde...
You guys aren't going in there. Kids are being shot. I'm going in there. They handcuffed her. Apparently, that opinion is violating the law to these criminal cops. Saying, oh no, we should definitely go into the school as the school shooting is happening to stop the school shooter. To them, that's beyond the pale. It gets worse.
Police officers told marshals to uncuff Gomez. She ran towards the school.
As soon as they uncuffed me, I jumped that first gate fence.
This is the heroics of a mom. You know, there's that deep, deep connection that you have with your kids. And there's nothing would have stopped her from running into that school. Nothing. Because she cares about her kids, as she should. So, I mean, that's balls of steel, but she ran right in there. I don't think she had a weapon. She didn't have a bulletproof vest. She's just like, I'm going to find my kids and get them out no matter what.
And once I jumped it, I went to my son's class, and I knocked on the door, and I remember the teacher saying, I'm like, hey, they're already bulge cutting the fence to get me. She's like, you think we have time to get out? I said, y'all have time. I'm going to run for my other son.
Once she was assured her son was okay, Gomez ran to get her other child, encountering more officers who tried to stop her.
So I start yelling, and I'm being cooperative, and I'm like, well, y'all aren't doing what are y'all doing? Y'all ain't doing y'all need to be in here. Give me your vest. Somebody give me a vest, something. I started paying attention to how far the shots were being, so that I knew the shooter was all the way still by my first son's class. So when I went to my second son's door, the teacher didn't want to open the door for me. So that's when they started escorting me out. And as I see that they're opening my son's door, I go run for my son and I get him.
With both of her kids out safe, Gomez still can't shake the thought of those who didn't make it.
While you were inside the school, did you see officers
there was
inside
not one
the school?
Officer inside the school when I ran to my second son's class. There was not one officer.
And you were hearing gunshots, so you knew that
you could hear the
it was
gunshots.
an active shooter.
It was still active. The gunshots were still active. They were not in there. There was no one in there. If anything, when I pulled up, my car was closer to the school than where the snipers and everybody that was laying on the ground were.
When you heard that it took law enforcement 75 minutes before they went in and stopped the shooter, what was your thinking, having been inside the school yourself?
I don't know. I was just thinking that they could have saved many more lives. They could have gone into that classroom and maybe 2 or 3 would have been gone, but they could have saved the whole class. They could have done something. Gone through the window, sniped them through the window. I mean, something, but nothing was being done. If anything, they were being more aggressive on us parents that were willing to go in there. And like I told one of the officers, I don't need you to protect me. Get away from me. I don't need your protection. If anything, I need you to go in there with me to go protect my kids. And if anything, they were being more aggressive on us. They were more pertained on keeping us back than getting into that school.
You know, this is...
No cops were in the building. That's the new thing we learned. We learn about a new lie every day. The entire narrative from the Uvalde police from day one is bullshit. Every part of it. Even the idea that, a police officer had left the door open and that's how the kid got in. That wasn't true either. That turned out to be total bullshit. Not a single officer was in the building. They said, we have them cornered inside the building. We're outside the door. Nonsense. None of it was true. She went in there. She knows. She saw it firsthand. As kids in the room were calling 911, saying kids are bleeding out, but they're still alive, they didn't go in. They were busy setting up a perimeter, holding back the parents, handcuffing them, tasing them. And it took hero parents to sort of break through the line to go in and save some people. Could you imagine not even going into the school in a situation like that? You have one job, to keep the kids safe. You didn't even go in the school? The kid showed up and was shooting outside for 12 minutes. How long was he in the school? I've heard numbers as low as 40 minutes. I've heard numbers as high as, they said there's 75 minutes of the kid in the school, still an active shooter. And they pretended like it was a hostage and they have him cornered, and none of that was true. None of it was true. None of it. None of it. Fire all the police officers involved, charge them with negligence. Look, they should never be working in in the field of policing ever again. Ever, 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 ever. They should be behind bars. There's no doubt about it. Jesus Christ, man. Wow. So look, now you know. The main takeaway here is, from now on, anytime police say X, Y, or Z, always take it with a grain of salt. Always. Because they just brazenly lie to cover their own ass. So, and the media has never learned this lesson. And every time the media writes a story, if the cops say, here's how it unfolded, they're stenographers. They just say exactly what the cops say. Don't do it. Don't do it. Clearly they're wrong. Clearly they're liars. You know, this is, some people say, hey, this is a outlier. Look, I hope it's an outlier. I really hope it's an outlier. Because if it's not, man, is that a dark, dark thought. There was a video that was going around Twitter, this article. I don't know when it was from, but it was about somebody was drowning. 3 cops showed up and said, I'm not going in to save you. And the point that was made in a tweet about it is like, look, Uvalde wasn't an outlier. This shit happens all the time. This idea of like, it's all about the thin blue line. It's all about getting myself home safely. That's not the job you signed up for, bitch. The job you signed up for was to protect and serve. So you got to jump in that line of fire. That's the whole point of your job. But no, they didn't do it. And this mom's a hero. Man, every aspect of what they said is a lie. Every single one. So let me show you one more here. This is from Jordan Chariton of Status Coup. Released this. Everybody go follow Status Coup on Twitter and go follow Status Coup on YouTube. Subscribe to them on YouTube because they do fantastic work. On the ground in Uvalde, and this is a grieving great-grandfather. Let's take a look at what happens here.
Yeah. Put me in jail. Come on. Come on. We didn't take you for a few minutes. Get here. Oh, no, wait. Wait. I'm going to show you something. You know what I'm going to show you? No, wait. No. Wait. I got a knife. No. Pull your gun out. I'm not going to kill anybody. But I got a knife. Let's see how brave y'all are. Where's your guns? I can't be with a knife. Okay. Do not put your hands on. You're not doing nothing. So why are you doing it? Go ahead. Put me in jail. Come here. I'm a Marine Corps. I lost my life. Come here. Where's that police? Right there. There's my great-granddaughter. Where were you people when she was there at the trash in the room?
Damn. That's heartbreaking, man. Clearly that guy's going through a lot of emotional turmoil, understandably so. When he took the knife out, I was like, oh, God. Because, you know, if the cops were to shoot in that situation, they probably would have no recourse. You know, they probably would have been able to get away with it if they shot him and killed him the second he took the knife out. That's a situation that we see time and time again, is somebody who's not really a threat is killed, and the cops say, well, my life was threatened, and then they get off with it. And then here's a rare instance where we wanted the cops to kill the dude. The one time everybody's like, you know what, go do it. They were hiding. So, indefensible stuff, man. Indefensible stuff. What a crazy, crazy video of the mom of the kids in the school explaining what really happened. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.